So Jake Paul finally weaseled his way back onto Disney. Looks like he does fit their standards or whatever it is that he broke the first time. Allegedly. Because he's back now. Once upon a time, he was on Disney. He was the Disney kid. That's why people always give him a hard time. He's not a boxer. He came up on Vine, Disney, YouTube. Disney told him to kick rocks. You don't fit our criteria. I was trying to find this fight. I came home at the last second. I was like, wait a minute, what time is this thing playing? I thought it was going to be on tonight or something like that. It was already on. I was trying to buy with the quickness. I'm looking around. Is it on Triller? Is it on The Zone? Is it on Reddit.com? Boxing Core? Where can I find this? To my surprise, ESPN Plus. Looks like he does fit your standards and criteria. Disney? What's that on? It looks like these days, a lot of people really don't mind going back on their word. Because something that I thought was very interesting and disappointing. Daniel Comer, a.k.a. DC, not long ago. This was quite a heartache and headache for me, and I talked about it ad nauseum on this channel. He said he was done. He got the strap. He was that champ. He said, I'm retiring. When I had my 40th birthday, he told his lady, he told his kids, he told Dana White, he told the fans, I'm done. I'm retiring. I just broke my whole setup. Hold up. He was going to ride off into the sunset. Legacy intact and everything. And then he went back on his word. And I told him, don't do it, DC. He was not a man of integrity that was able to stick to what he said. Like his homie, Khabib Nurmagomedov. He said, I'm donezo. I'm not doing it. And he didn't come back. And he won't come back. Even when Makhachev loses to Dariush or Volkanovski in the rematch, when they actually score the fight correctly next time, he's still not going to come back for his honor or nothing like that. Khabib's not going to come back and lose. You know why? Because in order to come back and lose, you have to come back. That's exactly what DC did. I told him, don't come back. Don't do it. Don't go back on your word. It's not because I thought that he wasn't going to be able to beat Stipe Muchacho. It's because I didn't want him to be a liar. I just wanted him to be a man of his word, to have integrity and stick to what he said. And he didn't do that. And the moment he did that, I almost wanted him to lose. It's like when you telling the little kid, don't stick your finger in the socket. Don't do that. Don't touch it. And then they don't want to listen. It's like, you know what? Do it then. Do it then. And we'll see what. Then you're going to learn the hard way. That's tough love. Go grab a fork. Stick it in there. See how you like it. You don't want to listen? Learn the hard way. That was the feelings that I had toward DC in that moment. And guess what? He lost. I knew he was going to lose. It didn't have nothing to do with attributes, about Stipe being the better fighter. It was just that was the way it was supposed to be, because that dude ended up being a liar. He deceived us. And Jake Paul, I was reminded when it came to this fight. Jake Paul, you told us that you weren't going to give Tommy Fury another opportunity. That fool wanted to play. That fool wanted to hold out to see if he could get another season on that Love Island show, on that reality television. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to show up to press conferences. He didn't want to make the weight. He didn't want to put the effort in. He didn't want to go through the training camp. He's playing. And Jake Paul said he's done. And they asked him, are you going to give him more? No, I'm done. I'm never going to do business with him again. I'm not going to talk to him. I'm not going to entertain the thought of it. I'm not going to consider him for nothing. It's over. He had his chance. I'm not doing it. And I was like, that's what's up right there. You know what? Fighting this dude that has the name Fury and he's attached to this other dude and everything, and a lot of legitimacy like that in place, that could be a good win for you, Jake Paul. But you know what? You're taking a stand right now. You're saying, no, I'm not going to do it. I respect that. He went back on his word. He pulled the DC on us. As soon as he did that, I was like, oh, you might notice I've been real quiet. I've been talking about DC. See? They're interchangeable now. They become ubiquitous. I've been talking about Jake Paul since I don't even remember 2019, I think it was, when all the murmurings began. I started hyping him up. and championing that fool before he ever stepped into the ring with Ben Askren. And I know it's easy for a lot of people to say, well, duh, everyone knew he was going to be Ben Askren. But I said the same thing for Tyron Woodley. I said the same thing for Tyron Woodley Part 2. I said the same thing for Anderson Silva. I knew every time. And I knew it was going to be in dominant fashion. I made all those videos about it. It's going to be Jake Paul's year long before it looked like it was going to be his year. And I was correct. But then when this fight came up, you didn't hear nothing from me. I was like, I don't know about that one. It felt weird. It didn't feel the same. There was some shenanigans going on that I didn't really want. I was telling people, I gave the illustration in another stream regarding something else, but I didn't want to touch it with the 10-foot beanie. I was apprehensive. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a spectator on this one. I'm just going to watch because something doesn't feel right. And then the script came out. And look, the script is a little bit fishy, all right? I was talking about this earlier. The script at the very top says, it actually says script. It says number 4, final. It's like too obvious. It's goofy. It's too on the nose. It's like they were trying. It's like someone that wanted to make it look fake made that. Because who participating in something like that would make it that obvious? That would be like if you got pulled over, if a cop pulled over a car and they opened the trunk and there was a big box and it said, danger, all of the illegal drugs and weapons are in this box. No one's gonna do that. That's the kind of stuff you want to conceal, you know? So I'm not saying I believe the script. Actually, I was saying it would be hilarious if they actually did what the script said, play by play, move for move. That would have been the ultimate. That's the move right there. That would have been the boss move. That would have been a big old meme right there. Everyone would have, I would have respected that. I would have been like, all right, you guys got exposed and you literally still did it anyway. You didn't change a thing. That's hilarious. Respect. Now, I think they could have got in trouble because of betting and stuff like that. But we would have all laughed as they went to jail. It would have been hilarious. I was hoping something like that would have happened. But I think it was too obvious. But having said that, I don't know if I would say that the thing as a whole is not in one way or another manipulated. Because this was the best outcome that could have possibly happened for Jake Paul. Now the fight itself looked horrendous. The entire fight looked like an EBI match. They did more hugging than swinging. It was pathetic. Even from the side of Tommy Fury. The boxer, he did as much hugging as Jake Paul, if not more. He got a point taken away from it too. Jab, hug. Uppercut, hug. Overhand, hug. People complain about grappling in the UFC. This was just as bad. Grapple, 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 grapple. Swing, grapple, slip, grapple, punch, grapple. That was the majority of the fight. The ref kept getting in there, having to separate him. Even the commentators were getting irritated with the ref, saying that he was getting too much in there. But what else was he supposed to do? Someone was going to go for a leg lock. The look of disgust on the ref's face was hilarious. He was so upset that it was like not even a boxing match at that point. He was sincerely upset with these boxers. But it was the best outcome that could have happened because everyone's thinking Jake Paul's fake. He pays his fighters. It's rigged. They're not real fighters. If Jake Paul would have just blew right through this dude, everyone will be saying it's fake. Oh, now he even beat a real young fighter that's a Fury that's come up in boxing his whole life. It's fake, it's fake, it's fake. It couldn't be more obvious. It's fake. But then it's even better than that because it wasn't a draw. A draw would have been too obvious. We've seen that now. Canelo, Triple G, Logan Paul, KSI, we see it too much. Trying to set up a rematch. It's too obvious. They've overdone it. And it wasn't a beatdown. It wasn't a unanimous decision to where it was like, we don't need to see that again. We don't want the rematch. Who cares if there's a rematch clause? We already know what the outcome's going to be. They made it the perfect, the most brilliant thing they could have done. A split decision. They made it like a Rocky Balboa type of trajectory. They made it like the Rocky story. Where he, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Rocky, then get off my channel. It's insulting and frankly it's disrespectful. Do yourself a favor and learn your culture and go watch Rocky and then come back. But it's like the Rocky type of trajectory. Now they're giving him the opportunity to come back from defeat, to rise above, to grow, to learn, to put the work in, come back and beat Apollo Creed Fury. That's the best type of trajectory that he could have. That's way better than if he would have blew right through Fury and then everyone thinks that he's a cheater anyway. Let's say real or fake. Let's say that he's playing that long game and it's all fake. Nicely done, Jake Paul. You're going to have that comeback story and look even better in the long run. Let's say it's real. Okay, good luck, Jake Paul. Let's see if you could get that comeback story. What's the weirdest thing, though, is Tommy Fury's celebration at the end. Beating this Disney kid / Vine star / YouTuber. Did you see Tommy Fury? He was way too happy. He was way too happy. Let's say the thing is real. You're supposed to be the real boxer, Tommy Fury. Why are you getting so happy pounding on a YouTuber and winning a split decision? It only makes you look like less of a boxer to get so over dramatic about it. It's not that big of a deal. You didn't beat Muhammad Ali. That was some craze. That was some Jim Carrey high level overacting right there. The only thing I could think of is his celebration made me feel like it was fake because I was like, oh, he's got to be celebrating the money that he's pocketing because he's going to take a dive in the second fight. There's got to be something, I don't know, because he should not be celebrating like this. If he really believes in his boxing skills and how he's the real boxer and how he has all this legacy and Jake Paul's a joke, you shouldn't be celebrating like that. Go watch it if you have access to it. I don't know. It was corny. It was way too much. At the end of the day, we don't know if it was real or if it was fake. But what I do know is that either way, this is the best possible outcome for Jake Paul because it's going to present him with that opportunity to look like more of a warrior and a fighter and an overcomer and a boxer than otherwise. Look how people looked at Conor McGregor. You know, when they try, I know there's haters and stuff, they're just going to clown till the wheels fall off. But when you at least try to look at it objectively, oh man, look at how far he went with the greatest of all time. Conor's a true warrior. Now Jake Paul gets to be in that same kind of scenario, but he actually had a rematch clause. Imagine if he come back and wins. He's going to be stronger than ever before, and he's going to silence more people than ever before because now it's going to look all the more real. Now, as for his actual boxing in the ring, horrendous. He's going to need to invest in some new trainers or something like that. Because even though I've been saying all these last fights, Jake Paul's going to win, and I was right, his boxing always looked horrendous. It always looked questionable. He has no cardio. I don't know if it's a Paul thing or what, because Logan had a massive cardio problem as well when he was fighting KSI and Mayweather. His cardio was atrocious. So I don't know if it's a genetic thing that they're just not going to be able to overcome or what. But Jake Paul can't throw more than a couple jabs without looking like he needs to sit down in his prime hydration corner, his prime hydration zone. They're going to need someone to get working with them on that stamina and someone to teach them how to start throwing combos. Because you're not going to be able to jab and hug and jab and hug and jab and hug and be someone like Fury or whoever the next level is. It's not going to happen. So if this is real and you really hope to have a shot at winning that next fight, then you need to have someone help you work on that breathing and those combos, Jake. And if it's fake and you're going to win no matter what, congratulations. I can't wait to see the freak show continue.